In this episode of Drinking Made Easy, we get tuned up in the Music City. We get struck by white lightning.
100 proof?
100 proof.
That's actually smoother than I thought, despite my reaction.
Throw back a liter of beer. And I fall on my ass.
Oh, what's happening? Oh, shit!
It's Drinking Made Easy, Nashville. I'm Zane Lamprey, and my job is to drink. I'm traveling around with my mascot, Steve McKenna, and my buddy Pleplius as we explore the local drinking cultures, customs, and cocktails. Along the way, we'll soak in the local flavor in an effort to make drinking easy. On our way into town, we take a hike to Old Smoky. Opened in 2010, Old Smoky is Tennessee's first legal distillery. Utilizing a 100-year-old recipe, Old Smoky has made a definite impact on the market of quality moonshine. We meet up with master distiller Justin King to learn how they make traditional Tennessee moonshine. Justin and I head back into the distillery to take a peek at this traditional process. The whole thing starts with about 400 gallons of mash, which is basically fermented corn beer.
This is an actual distiller's beer right here.
The CO2 is coming off in all these bubbles. It's not boiling, it's not that hot, right?
No, it's about 90 degrees actually. It's probably about 8–9% alcohol right now.
Can I get a cup? It tastes like corn juice.
Next, Justin shows me a batch that's just about ready to distill.
The fermentation process is slowing down, basically?
It's slowing down,
okay.
Exactly. You actually know it's ready visually.
There's less bubbles happening. When an actual bubble does come up, it makes a little hole.
We call it spotting.
Okay.
As the fermentation process completes, all the grains will sink to the bottom, and the clear liquid that's left will be pumped into the still.
Basically, you pump your mash in here, you heat it up, alcohol separates at a lower temperature than water.
So it evaporates?
It evaporates up, it comes over.
After a brief stop and the thump keg,
if water or mash would come into here for like puking worse occur, as we would call it, it will never get into your finished product.
The alcohol again rises and travels to the condenser where the vapor gets turned back into a liquid. And you're left with 150 proof moonshine.
This is actually going in the stainless holding tank right here. And from here, we will actually proof it down to 100.
Okay. It starts as a liquid, turns into a gas, turns back into a liquid.
The next step in the process is to drink it. So we head into the tasting room to sample the finished product.
Can we have some of the original?
This is the original moonshine?
Yeah.
For like a shot, this is our 100 proof corn whiskey. It's a 100-year-old recipe.
Wow. Whose recipe?
It was actually one of the owner's great-grandfathers.
Okay.
It's something we kind of follow. It's a taste we all know and enjoy.
All right, here we go. 100 proof?
100 proof.
Hey, do you sip it or do you?
Sip it?
Yeah.
Woo. That's actually smoother than I thought.
Very strong.
Despite my reaction.
I love it.
It's not a vodka because it's not distilled to the point where it loses its flavor.
Its flavor. You taste the hearty corn flavor in it?
Yeah, you can taste the corn.
Now, if you drink a lot of this stuff, is it going to give you a hangover?
What kind of question is that?
Well, I mean, does...
It's alcohol.
Like drinking the same amount of moonshine versus vodka?
Is this a serious question?
Yeah.
You don't know the answer to that?
Well, I mean, I guess you're going to get a hangover.
Wow, that's awesome. This is the first legal distillery, correct?
We're the first legal distillery in Tennessee to actually geared toward moonshine.
Okay. Before that, moonshining was something that was essentially made by the light of the moon. It was the same stuff as this?
It's basically the same exact thing. All corn, unaged whiskey. It's right out of the still, right in the jar.
It's something that people have been doing for generations and just continue to do, right?
Right, hundreds of years.
See, I think people have an idea of moonshine just out in the woods someplace. Let's do it real quick, whatever. But there's like recipes and there's care that would have gone into it.
There's recipes, there's art, there's a lot of background to it.
And you make some flavored ones.
We also...
As I was trying to say, Old Smoky also makes flavored moonshines. Justin starts us off with the grape.
Something we've just come out here recently. This is a 40 proof product.
I'm down with that.
Great.
Great.
That's a little sneakier.
That'll sneak up on you very quick.
Then we try the apple pie.
Tastes like apple pie, like Mom made.
This is good stuff. Apple pie is delicious. What else you have over there?
You can't visit Nashville without trying some whiskey, and there's no better place in town to taste whiskey than at the Whiskey Kitchen. We are here to try one of their famous whiskey flights. But first, we meet up with resident whiskey expert Lauren Todson to learn something about this American spirit.
So you guys serve a lot of whiskey.
That we do.
And you have a whiskey flight. You actually have several whiskey flights.
We do.
But you have one that is Tennessee whiskey. It's Jack, Dickel, Pritchard's,
and then the Corsair.
Because there's a difference between Tennessee whiskey and bourbon.
That there is.
Right? It's not just where they're from.
Absolutely.
Are you getting all this? Because there is a test at the end of it.
Notes.
You lost me at Dickel.
Me too.
To make this more interesting, I challenged Steve to a taste-off. Utilizing our senses, Steve and I will try to name each one. We head outside while Lauren prepares the flight. To keep track of which whiskey is which, Lauren put a number on each of the glasses. Number 1 is Jack Daniels. Number 2 is Corsair Triple Smoke. Number 3 is Pritchard's Tennessee Whiskey. Number 4 is George Dickel Tennessee Whiskey. And number 5 is Jim Beam Kentucky Bourbon. We tried a similar test back in Monterey and didn't do so well.
Okay, who won? No, that's not how the game works. One of us is better than the other.
Yeah, no.
So before we start tasting, Lauren gives us some pointers, starting with the difference between Tennessee whiskey and bourbon.
We have 4 Tennessee whiskeys, and we have 1 Kentucky bourbon.
Bourbon has to be 51% corn, at least, between 51 and 79 usually. It also has to be made in the USA, aged 2 years in charred oak barrels. A lot of bourbons, though, are around 4 years.
What are we looking for characteristics-wise? I know that Jack is gonna have a little bit of sweetness because they filter it through 10 feet of maple charcoal.
Yes.
So that's gonna have some residual sugars in that charcoal.
Yes, that's gonna mellow it, and it gives it kind of that distinctive flavor.
The George Dickel?
Dickel. I just like saying Dickel. George Dickel believed that making whiskey during the winter made it smoother, so they'd chill it before they distill it. It's gonna have a little bit more of a straight quality to it. A little bit of
one of those.
Yeah.
Got it.
Pritchard's Tennessee Whiskey is a 10-year aged whiskey.
Okay.
It's gonna have a little bit more of a maple butter type of flavor to it.
That's gonna confuse me with the Jack.
Yes.
The Corsair Triple Smoke is probably gonna taste smokier than the rest of them.
It's smoked through 3 different types of wood, so it's got cherry wood, peat wood, and beech wood.
Okay.
So it's gonna be a lot smokier than the rest, especially on the finish.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Lamprey and McKenna have 10 minutes to taste each of these whiskey.
Make sure you smell them.
Yeah.
It helps.
I think I'm on the right road here.
I'm having a hard time.
I know.
I can't pick out the smoked one.
Really?
I can't.
Oh, smoke was the easiest one for me. I'd bet your life on it.
I think I'm all screwed up. I think the only one I got was Jim Beam.
What does your heart tell you?
My heart tells me to mix them all up together and drink them.
Yeah.
I don't think I got a single one right. I can't tell the difference now.
All right.
Time's up. Let's see how they did.
So I would bet Steve's reputation on the fact that number 2 is Triple Smoke.
That is correct.
I actually did not have number 2 right there.
Okay. Number 3 is Pritchard's.
Correct again.
Really? I got it.
Okay. Is number 4 Dickel?
4 is Dickel.
What do you have?
I have 1.
Is number 1 Jack Daniels?
That is, yeah.
I had Jack Daniels 5.
So then by process of elimination, number 5 is the Kentucky Bourbon Jim Beam.
Jimmy.
And Lamprey kills it with a perfect 5 for 5.
Boom. What's up?
I don't know. I think it's a beard just messing up my olfactory.
It does.
Your whole factory?
Yeah.
Coming up on Drinking Made Easy, I throw back a liter of beer. Welcome back to Drinking Made Easy in Nashville. I have lost Steve. I was supposed to meet him at the Parthenon right now, and he's not here, so I'm doing this without him. So, for our list of the locations we went to in this episode and the drinks that we had, go to drinkingmadeeasy.com. Here is more Drinking Made Easy in Nashville. When it comes to Nashville beer, there's 2 places that stand out: 12 South Tap Room and Grill and Yazoo Brewing Company. To kill 2 beers with 1 stone, we head over to 12 South and sit down with Yazoo's Neil McCormick and 12 South's Nancy Golumbisky. Before we can start the conversation, Neil challenges us to a 1-liter chug-off. For the race, Neil's chosen Yazoo's smoked porter named Sue, which has an ABV of over 10%.
That'd be about equivalent to a 6-pack of normal beer.
Yeah.
Drink that.
I don't think that's a good idea.
To ensure that we'll be able to finish the segment, we break into teams.
You guys against us. Does that seem fair? there?
Yeah, I'm down.
It smells really good all over my shirt.
That might have been sarcasm, but I think actually people are thinking home. Yes, they would.
So it's Nashville versus Drinking Made Easy.
Let's do it.
Each mug holds a liter of beer, which means each competitor will have to down just over a pint. The first team to finish their liter is the winner.
Now, you guys don't mind if I go over the top on this one, right?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Oh, wow.
I gotta stand up
Shall
and
we?
distribute the alcohol. So.
And the race begins. Lamprey takes a respectable mouthful, but Nancy is off to a powerful start. Both teams pass off to their partners.
Oh, my God. Are you kidding me?
It looks like Team Nashville is in the lead. With amazing speed,
Over the head, baby, over the head. Oh!
Neil finishes the rest of his beer, and Team Nashville is victorious.
I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone.
This happened a lot.
No.
I thought we had it.
That was cute though, guys.
As I try to come to terms with what just happened, Neil explains how Yazoo smokes a beer.
The malts that we use to make it with are smoked with cherry wood instead of hickory or oak or hardwoods.
Okay.
It's the same way that meats are smoked for the most part. We'll have like smoke rising up through the malt.
Why is cherry different
Well,
than hickory?
the cherry gives it that slight delicate sweetness to it that finish it up, whereas hickory will give you like a kind of a dry, slight bitterness to it as well.
Okay.
So for us, we didn't want a beer that was over ashy kind of flavor in your mouth. We want something that finished really nicely.
Next, we try Yazoo's Dos Perros Ale.
Really good even body roasted caramel flavor. Cleans up
Mexican
really nice.
style like what?
It's not like anything. That's the good part about it. No pun intended. It's kind of its own animal. So.
Neil explains the origins of the Mexican-style beer.
The Europeans were coming over into America and South America. And they moved into a little bit of Mexico, the Germans, Austrians, so on and so forth. They couldn't find a lot of their native ingredients. So they started using native ingredients to that area like corn. And so we use a little bit of flake maize in this beer to kind of lighten up the body of it, but still give it a good, robust
You say
flavor.
flake maize, but you mean
Yeah.
chips of corn.
Yeah.
Sometimes people put a lime in this one.
Yeah, some different bars do it. Because it gives it a little bit more of a lighter citrus flavor to it.
All right, I am having fruit in my beer. By the way, you guys, it's not a race.
Says the losers, right?
Exactly.
How'd we do?
That's great.
Yeah.
It's definitely a lot easier. We'll call this more approachable than soup.
Sure.
Next, Nancy explains the 12 South philosophy.
We do our best to have American-made micro-brewed beers on tap. We never have a macro brew on tap. We like to know everybody. We smoke our own meat, and we high-five a lot.
Before we finish our beer, we give a round of high fives. Next, we head across town to a disciplined Nashville speakeasy. The Patterson House can be difficult to find, but it's worth the search. Built in what appears to be an unassuming residence, it houses some of Nashville's unique mixology. I jump behind the bar with mixologist James Hensley to delve deeper into their unique approach to slinging drinks.
Patterson House has been here for about 2.5 years now. Prior to that, it was a restaurant, but this house is a little over 100 years old at this point.
You have like a curtain where if you walk in here, you wouldn't necessarily know that it was a bar right off the bat.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you a speakeasy?
Well, you know, people like to say it's a speakeasy sort of a situation. There's no big sign out on the front, but it's not hard to find us if you want to.
So the Patterson House, is it named after Malcolm Patterson, the governor of...
Former governor of Tennessee, who voted to repeal prohibition and was...
Vetoed.
Yes, he was.
So he was for alcohol and against prohibition.
Yeah, we have a quote in our menu from him that says that if a government tries to determine what people shall wear, drink, or eat is not freedom, it's tyranny.
And then you have some theatrics to your presentation. It's not just like mix up a drink and put it down there.
We like to make drinks as precise as we can.
Okay.
Rather than make 5,000 drinks a night, we want to make quality.
By taking such methodical steps, Patterson House can ensure that every drink they serve tastes exactly the same.
Consistency.
Yes,
That's the
absolutely.
reason behind it. Okay.
Part of this precision focuses on ice. Each drink has specific instructions concerning the use of ice. James has us make his favorite cocktail, Vincent's Ruin.
Who was Vincent and what happened?
Van Gogh.
That Vincent.
Yeah, that Vincent.
And then there's absinthe
Yes.
and a bloody ear.
We'll leave that as a garnish for another time.
Okay. Vincent's Ruin is made with simple syrup, elderflower liqueur, lemon juice, bourbon, lemon bitters, absinthe, and garnished with a lemon peel. In keeping with the Patterson House credo of making drinks precise, I break down and for once use a jigger.
It should taste exactly the way that if you were to make it.
That's the theory. You should be able to come in and have any bartender make anything on the menu and it be extremely close.
First, I pour exactly 1/4 ounce of simple syrup. Then I add precisely 1/2 ounce of elderflower liqueur, lemon juice,
To the top.
where it starts to get surface tension and then pour it in?
Yeah, that's called positive meniscus, and you don't want that. You just want right to the edge.
Okay.
So next you want to add your bourbon.
I didn't bring any bourbon. May I use yours?
You may.
2 ounces of Kentucky bourbon on the dot.
I don't want positive meniscus.
But you do want to fill it up.
Well, I kind of kept it pouring it as I was doing it.
I got you.
Then I measure out 7 drops of their house-made bitters. No more, no less.
7?
Good deal.
I'm excited. This is the first time I've ever made a drink by the book.
Each drink at the Patterson House utilizes a special type of ice. This drink calls for a sphere of ice.
A sphere of petrified water.
Exactly. Yep, just drop it in there.
After the ice is added, I need to rinse the glass out with absinthe.
Thank you.
So I grab a locally made Corsair Red.
112 proof.
Get your dropper full.
It is full.
Okay, and you want to ring around the inside of that glass probably twice. Above the wash line of the drink so that you can smell it.
Shake and pour over the ice ball. Last, garnish with a lemon zest.
Perfect. Very well done. Cheers to you, gentlemen.
Cheers, y'all.
Cheers.
Lamprey's got that look in his eyes, which can only mean one thing. It's time for a race.
On your mark, get set, go!
With 3 hard pulls, Lamprey drains his cup and easily crushes McKenna.
I will see you on the roller rink.
Coming up on Drinking Made Easy, I fall on my caboose.
Oh, shit! Welcome back to Drinking Made Easy in Nashville. Come here, Steve. I found Steve McKenna. Drinking Made Easy isn't just a TV show, it's also a drinking game. So if you want to play along with us, there are rules involved. You can find those rules at drinkingmadeeasy.com.
Yeah, and I'll be there.
Yes, Steve will be there on the website. That makes a lot of sense.
.com.
Okay.
For today's 6-pack challenge, the boys head out to the home of the Nashville Roller Girls. Because his family owned a roller rink when he was growing up, McKenna claims to have thousands of hours of skating experience. The rules are simple. Lamprey and McKenna each choose 3 teammates from the Nashville Roller Girls. The 4 members of each team will form a train with the boys at the head. They'll do 2 laps with a full team, then Lamprey and McKenna will move to the back of the train and lose 1 team member on each of the following laps. On the last lap, the boys are on their own in a one-on-one race to the finish. The practice session is over and the teams take their mark. The whistle sounds and they're off. Lamprey takes the inside lane through turn 1 and skates into the lead. McKenna tries to make a move into the inside lane. It's still neck and neck going back into the straightaway. Team McKenna makes contact with Lamprey, causing him to lose balance and slam on the floor. And Lamprey goes down. Lamprey gets back on his skates and scurries ahead to rejoin his team.
Go!
McKenna and Lamprey now move to the back of their line.
Go!
They have to hold on and rely on their teammates for speed.
Go, go, go!
The first member of each team peels away. Team McKenna has a 2-second lead on Team Lamprey. The guys come around again to start lap 5 and lose another member of their team. Lamprey and teammate Rock Nasty power into turn 1 and make up some time on Team McKenna. McKenna crosses the line and begins his final lap. Now it's down to Lamprey and McKenna. Lamprey needs a miracle. And McKenna crosses the line first and wins this week's 6-pack challenge. And a defeated Lamprey slides across the finish line before they head off to the next bar.
After icing the bruise on my butt and my ego, we head over to City House, which is known for their expert mixology and gourmet cuisine. I'm here to put my skills to the test and learn how to make their most popular cocktail.
It's funny because we're in the city, but I feel like we're in the middle of the country. It's very confusing.
It's a neighborhood.
It's a neighborhood.
Yes.
Okay. You do cocktails, but you step it up, so it's mixology.
They're set up for speed, honestly. It's one person back here, and when everything's seated, it's 124 people. So you're set up with 3 to 5 ingredients ready to go out.
You need to know how to make these and make them very quickly.
That's why we measure, that's why we do the way we do it. So
Yeah,
it's consistent and delicious every time.
The one that we're gonna drink right now is called the Porch Pounder.
Yes.
The Porch Pounder is made with lemon juice, gin, Rosado vermouth, amaretto, lemon bitters, and club soda. I'm a little hesitant to give Steve a drink because we just lost him in the park.
We're gonna make Steve That one. I'm just telling you, the more you know, Steve, the more you know that what we're doing here is appropriate. You will drink this. I will make yours just as good. If you get this in your hand, you will probably dispose of it. And we need you for more scenes than just this. Well, pacing yourself.
I'm here for it. It's what you paid me for.
All right, what are we gonna put in these? Ice.
Ice. Does he get no ice now?
He gets a little bit of ice.
One piece of ice.
Start off with lemon juice. Next, we add the locally made Corsair gin.
Steve's portion.
Vermouth.
Rosado.
Rosado. It makes it pink. Pink lemonade. Small.
And a splash for Steve. Amaretto. Several dashes of lemon bitters. And finally, top with club soda.
Your drink's huge, Steve.
Now roll. And a tiny little mix-up for Steve.
Wait, we garnish it?
Then garnish with a lemon wheel or a cute little lemon wedge.
That one looks delicious. Cheers.
Whoa, very tasty.
Mm-hmm.
What's happening? You're refusing service?
It's actually not worthy.
Usually I say sip, but if you want, you can actually kill that one.
I would do the same thing.
It's great. What a rebel.
Next, we head over to 308 to meet up with Ben Clemens, who just so happens to be the brother of the Portland bartender that taught us how to make the most dangerous drink known to man and made me jump off a bridge. Today, we'll be using pressurized gas. Not as dangerous as jumping off a bridge, unless it blows up in your face.
You guys do a few interesting things here. One is you make your own carbonation?
Yeah. Inherently, when carbonation hits the sugar in alcohol, they go flat. So if you've ever had a whiskey ginger anywhere, you'll notice that it's kind of flat.
So you make a whiskey ginger, which is whiskey and ginger ale.
Correct.
And so you do that without just going like this. There's something more to it.
The whiskey ginger is made with, you guessed it, whiskey and ginger.
You ever use one of these?
Well, I've been presented many of these, but I've never actually used one.
All right, we're gonna use one today.
Since we're going to add carbonation, Ben gives me a plastic bottle that I place under a funnel on the bar. Because we're carbonating this drink, we have to make them one at a time.
Grab a bottle of Dickel White Label.
And put it in there?
And put it in there.
My Dickel's not gonna
Grab
fit.
your Dickel,
Look how big my Dickel is. It's
grab
not
your
gonna
Dickel, put it in the jigger.
I pour 2 ounces of whiskey into the soda bottle.
Because now it goes down the funnel?
Yep.
Next, I grab their house-made ginger and add 3 ounces.
Yeah. You're gonna add 1 ounce on one side and 2 ounces on the other.
Oh, so
we'll be
3
ounces total.
You see what I did there? Why do we call that flair? No big deal.
I like it.
Now that our ingredients are in the bottle, we squeeze out all the air.
Now, what is this?
So this is actually the same kind of thing that you'd use at a car store.
Like to fill your tire?
Exactly.
The hose is hooked up to a CO2 tank in the back of the restaurant.
All right, so then I put that on this?
Yep.
When the bottle reaches 80 psi, the flow of the air stops.
Now you're gonna wanna shake it.
Shaking it infuses the CO2 into the liquid.
Okay. Oh, that's the whole drink.
That's the drink.
Garnish with a lemon wheel.
Pretty cool.
And there you have the 308 Whiskey Ginger.
All of our shots that we have in-house, we basically took the writers that don all these tables, we took their favorite drinks and turned them into shots.
Oh, what shot are we gonna do?
Let's do the Richard Brodigan. Richard Brodigan was a great writer from the 60s, 70s. Richard Brodigan's favorite drink was whiskey, and one of his best-known works was in watermelon sugar, so we topped it with watermelon.
What if we upped the ante and we made that carbonated? Think about that for a moment.
Let's do it.
The Richard Brodigan shot is a mixture of bourbon and fresh watermelon juice.
Yeah, we could just chop it off and
we'll just muddle it. I mean, we
can muddle it.
We can send it to the back to the juicer.
Let's go to the juicer. Let's go to the juicer.
I'm going to the juicer.
Cameras, go. Juicer.
Yeah, the juicer.
So we head back to the juicer.
Are these local watermelons?
We get them at the farmer's market on Wednesdays. We're going at full speed.
We have the juice. We're double straining our watermelon juice.
Since Richard Brodigan had some misfortune with small arms, we'll be using bullet bourbon. Then add watermelon juice. I then grab a plastic water bottle for the addition of the CO2.
There you go. Oh, that's how it's done.
That's it.
Shake.
Very important thing about doing shots here at this bar is you need to howl.
Check us out on Facebook and at drinkingmadeeasy.com.